Hi guys, so Keir Starmer may or may not be engaging in a new tactic when it comes to dealing with Boris Johnson. I and others have been calling on Starmer and the Labour Party to demand that Johnson resign, but Starmer in particular has avoided this. Well, instead of calling for a resignation, he seems to be putting pressure on Tory MPs. This may actually work as a tactic, as Johnson has no intention of following any advice from the opposition. Let's hear what Starmer's new tactic seems to be.
Should he resign?
He's not fit for office, and because he's not fit for office, he won't resign. And the question really is for Tory members of the Cabinet, Tory MPs, to ask themselves, are they prepared to put up with this? He's not fit for office, he's not going to be fit for office. Are they prepared to go through the degrading of themselves and their party, to go out to the media, have to defend the indefensible for months to come? Or are they going to actually have the courage now to challenge him and say, you're not fit for office?
So do you personally think he should resign?
He's not fit for office. I don't think he will resign. That's because he is unfit for office. I think his own party needs to look at the damage that he is doing.
Okay, so he's been asked twice, do you think he should resign? And he said he's not fit for office. So it's pointless, in a sense, asking Boris Johnson to resign. Because what it will do is it will rally support around the Prime Minister. So I think this is a clever tactic by Keir Starmer. I think this is his tactic, is to put pressure on the MPs, not on Boris Johnson. If the MPs feel that Boris Johnson is a weight, and we're seeing some results of that already, a number of council seats have swung away quite significantly away from the Conservatives. The Lib Dems are picking up seats, the Greens are picking up seats, the Labour Party are picking up seats. There's a massive swing taking place away from the Conservatives at the moment, and there's no point giving Boris Johnson ammunition here. So if Keir Starmer calls for Boris Johnson to resign, his supporters will rally around him. So instead, what I think Starmer is doing is he's attempting to apply pressure to the MPs, to the backbenchers, to the cabinet, saying, you need to push him out. I'm not telling him to go. You need to tell him to go. And I think it's a tactic that may actually work. It will not rally support for Boris Johnson because they are starting to see the rot set in, and they need to remove Johnson in order to fix things. And the longer they leave it, the worse it's going to get, because it seems there is more information leaking over these days about other parties, and there may actually be pictures of these parties. And this is going to be extremely damaging, not just for Johnson, but for the cabinet, for the government. And people will start to distance themselves from Boris Johnson. They will push him out. And I've said this before. You're not going to remove Boris Johnson from without. You have to remove him from within. It has to be the Conservative Party that will remove him. He has an 80-seat or almost 80-seat majority. So the opposition can't remove Boris Johnson. The only people who can are the Conservative MPs. And if enough of them get tired of him and feel that their position is under threat, then they will push him out. So it's understandable why Keir Starmer is not calling for him to resign. It seems like a bit of a tap dance he's engaging in here by not answering the question directly, but I think it may actually work. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.